Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be installing a blend mount radar mount. So you hook this up to the rear view mirror, and it's supposed to make the install a lot cleaner, a lot simpler. Okay, so here we got a Uniden. This is a Uniden R3, so this is the radar I'm going to be installing. And then also have the MirrorTap. Now this vehicle already had the MirrorTap on it, so I will talk through how to actually get that run. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's in the blend mount packaging. So here for the blend mount, we've got the instructions. So here you can see that's what it looks like, fully assembled. All of that good stuff. This is how it mounts right there on that cylindrical portion of the mirror mount. A lot of instructions on how it's hooked up. All of that good stuff there. So let's go ahead and open up the package for this. We are always here to help. So this ran about $100 off Amazon. I will put the links in the description to both the MirrorTap and also the blend mount. But you can see this is a nice, sleek, clean design. I mean, it's so smooth the way that this thing is super smooth. So you basically mount it. It's gonna sit this way, kind of like that. You'll tighten it up and all of that, but it'll sit like that. And then your radar detector will basically just slide right on here. It's got this little foam cushion piece, so it'll just boom, just like that, slide right on, and then it'll mount, and it'll just be so clean and nice. Beautiful design. All right, so first thing I'm going to start off with is actually going over what needs to be done for the MirrorTap. So let's get the camera ready for that. All right, so let's get started with the disassembly. So I have here my pry tool, and I've got 10mm. So first thing we got to do is pop this out here, one on both sides, and then beneath that you're going to find your 10mm screw that you need to take out. So we get that down. Then here's the 10s right here. I'm going to take these two screws out. All right, so we got our two screws out. So as you can see here, this basically, it comes down, the front comes down, and then you pull it out to get this cleared, this section cleared. And then we'll go up in here and show you where the connector is that we need to get into. So let me get some lighting set up here so that you can see what we're working with. Hopefully the camera picks all of this up, and we'll show you what we got going on here. Okay, so if you look here, there is a green plug right here. This is the plug that has to come out. And underneath here is where you take off this little cover here. This cover comes off, and then what you do is there's a spot. Let's see if we can get the camera there. There's a spot right here. You can see my finger on this side that you snake this through. Once you have that wire snaked through that little hole right there, then you come over here and you take out this green connector. So after we get this green connector out, you can see what we're working with now. You take your MirrorTap wires, you put your red in your red and your black in your black. And that's going to get you power to the plug that's needed to power on the radar. So let's go ahead and get this, I'm gonna get this cleaned back up, and then we'll move on to the blend mount installation. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll put this cover back on in place. Slide that back in place. And then what I did was I did like a little test fit and ended up locking in the bolts into this position. So what I did was I loosened the bolts on both sides here so that I could get enough clearance to get it over the spot it needs to, so it'll sit like this. So now what I'll need to do is tighten these screws right here to really get it set in place. So now that I've got my bolts tightened on the bottom, I need to also add in the bolts to the top portion right here. Screw that in, because I took that out in order to get this thing mounted. Make sure we get this aligned properly here. Okay, so that's firmly in place. Connect up the radar and plug in the wire. Boom. There you have it. Look at that clean installation. Look at that. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. So the last thing left to do is to power it up. So there you have it. That is the installation of the blend mount with the MirrorTap and the R3 Uniden radar detector. I'll go ahead and leave all of the links in the description for the products used to complete this installation. As you can see, that is much cleaner and sleek and nice compared to the regular wires running across the dash and all of that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. There'll be plenty more content coming for the NSX, and I'll catch you on the next video.